I want you to picture your laptop screen right now. You've got a web browser open, but it's not just one nice clean tab.
Oh, no.
You have 47 tabs open.
Yeah.
3 of them are playing videos, but you can't find which one. So there's just this overlapping noise. You're trying to write an email, but a notification from Slack just popped up, and your calendar is pinging you about a meeting that started 5 minutes ago.
That sounds like, well, a standard Tuesday for most people, honestly.
Right. It's the spinning wheel of death scenario. But here's the terrifying part. That is exactly how we are running our brains. We are walking around with 47 mental tabs open, wondering why we feel exhausted by like 11:00 a.m.
It's a very visceral analogy, and unfortunately, it's pretty much medically accurate.
So that is our mission today. We're taking a stack of sources that ranges from cognitive psychology to, high-level neuroscience and these really practical productivity methods. We are going to fix the crash. We're looking at 5 steps to organize your mind, but I don't want this to just be by a planner. I want to know how to stop the spinning wheel.
We can definitely do that. And what's great about this specific deep dive is that we aren't just looking at one guru's opinion. We're synthesizing.
Okay.
We've got the tactical stuff from David Allen, the guy behind getting things done. But we're mixing that with Daniel Levitin's The Organized Mind and Dr. Paul Hammerness from Harvard Medical School.
So we have the how from the productivity guys and the why from the brain doctors.
Exactly. And the why is actually pretty scary. Before we get to the steps, we need to talk about the cost of this 47 tabs lifestyle. It's not just that you forget to buy milk.
What are we talking about? Like long-term damage?
We're talking about chronic cortisol elevation. That's the stress hormone.
Right.
But there's one statistic in the research that honestly just stopped me in my tracks.
Okay, hit me with it.
We lose up to 40% of our daily cognitive energy just on context switching.
Wait, hold on. 40%, nearly half of my brain power is just gone from switching tasks.
Yes. And here's why. It's called attention residue. When you switch from writing a report to checking an email, your brain doesn't just snap over cleanly.
Right.
A significant part of your processing power remains stuck on the previous task for, huge chunks of time. You're literally splitting your processor.
So if I check my email, then try to go back to deep work, I'm effectively working with half a brain.
Precisely. You're burning glucose, actual fuel, just trying to reorient yourself. You haven't even done the work yet. You've just wasted all the gas trying to get the car back on the road.
That explains so much. It explains why I can sit at my desk for 8 hours, feel like I didn't accomplish anything big, but still feel completely drained at the end of the day. I spent my energy switching, not doing.
That's the trap. So the 5 steps we're covering today are designed to stop that leak. We want to reclaim that mental RAM.
Okay, I'm sold. I need that 40% back. Let's jump into step 1. The source material calls this the legendary brain dump.
It sounds messy, but it's actually about hygiene. The core concept comes from David Allen. Your mind is for having ideas, not for holding them.
That sounds nice on a bumper sticker, but is it realistic? If I don't hold things in my head, I feel like I'm going to drop the ball.
Yeah.
My anxiety tells me that if I'm not constantly thinking about it, it won't happen.
And that anxiety is actually working against you. Think of your brain like a computer's RAM. Random access memory. It's super fast, but it has very limited space. It's not a hard drive.
Okay.
When you try to store your grocery list, your meeting agenda, and that random idea for a screenplay all on your RAM, you just clog the system.
So the brain dump is just writing it all down.
It's aggressive externalization. You take 15 minutes, you sit down with a blank sheet of paper or a document, and you write down everything.
Define everything.
Everything currently ringing a bell in your head, the big project due Tuesday, the fact that the cat needs shots, the weird noise your car is making, the fact that you want to learn Spanish someday. That sounds terrifying. Honestly, if I wrote all that down, I feel like I'd just stare at the list and panic.
That's the common reaction. But here's the science. It's called the Zeigarnik effect.
The Zeigarnik effect.
Gluma Zeigarnik was a psychologist who noticed that waiters could remember complex orders perfectly until they were served, and then they instantly forgot them. An open loop, an unfinished task, creates tension in the brain. Your brain keeps pinging you about it. Don't forget the milk. Don't forget the milk. That's why you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about an email.
Because the loop is open.
Right. Writing it down closes the loop. Your brain looks at the paper and says, oh, it's safe. It's recorded. I can stop spending energy reminding you. Studies show this alone reduces working memory load by huge margins.
So I'm treating the paper as my external hard drive so my RAM can actually run the programs.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to put it. Okay, so let's say I do this. I've, vomited all my stress onto a piece of paper. Now I'm looking at a list of 100 things I need to do. We're back to the panic I mentioned earlier. My heart rate is going up just thinking about this list.
Which is exactly why you cannot skip step 2. Most
Mhm.
productivity systems go straight to, okay, now prioritize. But our sources say that's a mistake. A huge one. Step 2 is tame the frenzy, or, more scientifically, regulate your emotions.
Okay, this feels a bit soft,
Mm.
take a breath before you work. Is this actual science or just wellness fluff?
It is hard neuroscience. It's about the war between your amygdala and your prefrontal cortex.
Okay, give me the breakdown. Who is winning the war?
Well, think of the prefrontal cortex as the CEO of your brain. It's the adult in the room. It handles logic, planning, complex decisions. The amygdala is the toddler.
I know this toddler well.
It handles fear, threat detection, and emotional reaction. When you look at that massive list from step 1, the toddler sees a threat. Too much! We can't do it! Danger! And it starts screaming. When the amygdala activates, it chemically hijacks the brain. It literally shuts down access to the prefrontal cortex.
So when I'm freaking out about my workload, the part of my brain that is actually capable of doing the work is offline?
Yes, you literally cannot organize or prioritize when you are in that state. You physically can't do it. So step 2 isn't fluff. It's a biological necessity to get the CEO back in the building.
Okay, so how do we shut the toddler up? The sources mentioned a few techniques.
The first is physiological, the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. It forces the parasympathetic nervous system to engage. It's a biological override switch for stress.
Okay, breathing I can do.
Yeah.
But there was another one mentioned, labeling. This one seemed almost too simple to work.
This one's from Matthew Lieberman's research at UCLA. He found that simply naming an emotion, saying to yourself, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, reduces activity in the amygdala.
Just by admitting it.
Yes, because to name it, you have to use your language center, which is connected to the prefrontal cortex. You are forcing the brain to shift processing power from the emotional center to the logical center just to find the word. It dampens the signal.
That is cool. It's like a neurological hack. But we have to talk about the third technique in this section, the tech-free walk.
Ah, yes. Attention restoration theory.
Look, I'm all for walks, but the source says specifically, no music, no podcasts, no phone, just walking.
Yeah.
That sounds boring.
It does, doesn't it?
And also, I feel like I'm wasting time if I'm not learning something while I walk.
And that attitude is exactly why you're exhausted.
Ouch. Okay, tell me why I'm wrong.
Your brain has 2 modes of attention. Directed attention, which is what you use to work, read emails, or, listen to this deep dive. It's finite. It runs out.
Okay.
Then there's involuntary attention or soft fascination. This is what happens when you look at trees or watch traffic go by or just walk.
So the boring walk is actually recharging the battery.
Exactly. If you listen to a podcast while walking, you are still draining the battery. You aren't resting. A 10-minute walk with no input allows the executive functions to reset. It's not wasted time, it's maintenance time.
Okay, fine. I'll try the silent walk. So we've done the brain dump. We've calmed the toddler down with a walk and some breathing. Now we're back at the desk. Step 3 is classify and decide.
Now we get back to the GTD methodology. You have this list, you need to process it, and you have to be ruthless.
This brings up the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now.
Right.
But I have a bone to pick with this rule. I've had days where I just did 2-minute tasks for 4 hours. I felt super busy, but I didn't actually get the big stuff done. Is that a risk?
That is a huge risk. It's called productive procrastination. You're clearing the underbrush but ignoring the forest. The source material suggests you use the 2-minute rule strictly during your processing time.
Got it.
Don't let 2-minute tasks interrupt your deep work later.
So during the sorting phase, if I see an email I can answer in 30 seconds, I just do it to get it off the list.
Exactly. Clear the deck. But for the stuff you can't do in 2 minutes, you have to categorize it. And this is where people get lazy. They just leave mom's birthday on the list.
Which is a noun, not a verb. You can't do a birthday.
Exactly. The task is call florist to order tulips. You have to define the next physical action. If you don't, your brain will skip over it every time you look at the list because it's just too vague.
And what about these contexts the source mentions?
Yeah.
Like at computer, at phone, at home.
This goes back to that 40% energy loss we talked about. Your brain loves batching. If you have 5 phone calls to make, do them all at once.
Okay.
If you have to run errands, do them all in one trip. Categorizing your list by where you need to be or what tool you need allows you to stay in one mode.
So I'm not switching from writing email to calling dentist to writing email. I'm doing all the writing, then all the calling.
Right, you're reducing the friction.
Okay, so we've sorted the pile. We know what we could do, but we can't do it all today. This leads to step 4. Organize and prioritize. And this is where the science gets really interesting regarding our limits.
Yes. We need to talk about Miller's Law.
This is a magic number 7, right?
George Miller, back in the 1950s, published this landmark paper. He argued that the human working memory has a hard limit. It can hold 7 items plus or minus 2. That's it.
So if I try to keep a mental list of 12 things I need to achieve today,
You will crash. It's like juggling. You can juggle 3 balls, maybe 4. If I throw you a 5th ball, you don't just drop the 5th one, you drop all of them.
oh wow,
The whole system collapses.
that feels incredibly validating. Because I do that all the time. I try to do 10 things and end up doing none of them well.
So the source material is strict here. You must limit your daily priorities to 3 to 5 items. Maximum.
That feels painfully low. Only 3 things.
3 major things. You can do the little admin stuff in the cracks, but you pick 3 wins. This avoids decision fatigue. If you have a list of 20 things, every time you finish one, you have to look at the list and decide what next. That decision costs energy.
Right.
If you have a list of 3, you just go to the next one.
It's about being kind to your future self. Don't make your future self decide. Decide now.
Exactly. And there's a psychological benefit, too. If you put 20 things on your list and do 10, you go to bed feeling like a failure. You failed 50% of your day. If you put 3 things on the list and do all 3,
You're a champion.
you're a champion. You get that dopamine hit. You build momentum for tomorrow.
Okay, I'm seeing the picture here. But there's one last step. And honestly, this is the one I always skip. Step 5, reflect, adjust, and act.
Everyone skips this one. And that's why everyone falls off the wagon after 2 weeks.
This is the maintenance phase.
It's the weekly review. The source recommends doing this on Sundays. It's about closing all the loops that opened up during the week.
Because entropy happens. Chaos gets in.
Right. If you don't clean up the system, you stop trusting it. If your to-do list is full of stuff you finished 3 weeks ago, your brain just stops looking at it.
So what does a weekly review actually look like? Am I just staring at my calendar?
It needs to be actionable. The source suggests a specific checklist. 1, empty your head again. Do a fresh brain dump.
Okay.
2, look at the calendar for the past week. Did you miss anything? 3, look at the calendar for the coming week. What's hitting you? 4, review your waiting for list. Who owes you money? Who owes you an email?
That waiting for list is huge. I always forget to follow up on stuff.
It's crucial. By doing this on a Sunday, you walk into Monday morning with a clear map. You aren't reacting, you're executing.
And this step also talked about flow and deep work.
Yes. Once the system is trusted, you can actually focus. But the source makes a great point here. Focus is a muscle. You have to train it.
You mean I can't just decide to focus for 4 hours if I've spent the last year watching 15-second TikToks?
Exactly. Your brain is trained for distraction. You have to retrain it. Use the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break. Prove to your brain you can stay on task.
Right.
Over time, that 25 minutes becomes 50, then 90. That's how you get to that flow state where time just disappears.
So let's zoom out. We've gone from the spinning wheel of death to flow. We dumped the brain to clear the RAM. We tamed the frenzy to get the CEO back online. We classified to batch our energy. We prioritized based on Miller's Law so we don't drop the juggling balls. And we reflected to keep the system clean.
That is the stack.
It's comprehensive. But I want to go back to something we touched on at the beginning, the why. Because doing all this work just to do more work sounds exhausting.
It's not about doing more work. That's the misconception. It's about mental freedom. Think about that 40% energy loss again.
Yeah.
If you reclaim that, you aren't just a better worker. You're a better partner. You're a better parent. You have energy left over at 6:00 p.m. to actually enjoy your life.
It's about stopping the nighttime rumination.
Right. There's a quote from Daniel Levitin, the source material, that I just love. He says, "An organized brain doesn't eliminate the world's chaos." The world is always going to be crazy. Your boss will always be demanding. The car will break down. But an organized mind gives you the tools to navigate that chaos without sinking. It's about buoyancy.
I love that. It's not about controlling the ocean. It's about building a better boat.
Exactly.
Okay, we can't let you go without a challenge. We need to give you something to do today.
We have 3 challenges from the source. Challenge number 1, do the brain dump today. Take 15 minutes, turn off the phone, and empty your head. It will be scary, but do it.
Challenge number 2.
Pick just one step to focus on for the next week. Maybe it's just the rule of 3 for priorities. Don't try to overhaul your whole life overnight.
And the bonus challenge.
This is the one you're going to hate. Go for that 10-minute walk. No phone, no music, no us. Just let your brain breathe.
I'm going to try it. I might twitch a little bit from the withdrawal, but I'm going to try it.
It gets easier, I promise.
Well, this has been, dare I say it, mind-expanding. It's good to know that the chaos in my head isn't a character flaw. It's just bad file management.
It's just a system error, and systems can be fixed.
Exactly. Thanks for breaking this down with me.
Always a pleasure to close some tabs.
And to you listening, good luck with that brain dump. We'll see you on the next deep dive.